Well, I'm just going to give you a quick update on everything that's happening. I try to keep my videos around 10 minutes long, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to cover here, but I guess you can say there is fertile ground for discussion here. Or not discussion, it's a one-way thing. But in any case, so let's get to it. So, ever had a bad day? Or a bad week? Maybe a bad year. I'm not going to go far as saying a bad year, but, maybe a bad week. So, I definitely had one. And overall, I mean, sometimes, bad stuff happen and you deal with it, you do fine. And you're okay. And then sometimes there are things that happen that you just can't handle. And then sometimes there's a mix of the two, where you're doing just fine until that one thing happens, and then everything goes to hell. So, that one time just happened a couple days ago. So, overall, I'm doing pretty okay. And then a car accident happened. So, I just got done having a fun time karaoke at a bar. I highly recommend karaoke. I was nervous at first, but then, I got into it. So it's not bad. I sang a few songs, having a good time. And then we headed home. And as we were stopped at a light, we were waiting. And my friend, I'm not going to name her, but she was driving the car. She was my designated driver, and she was talking on the phone. But we were at a stoplight. She had the phone down, and we were talking. And then I see this bright flash of light, and next thing I know, I'm lurching forward, and I'm thinking to my head like what the fuck, I thought it was my friend, I thought she accelerated and decelerated quickly, and then I realized that no, actually we had gotten hit, and like it just came suddenly out of nowhere. So realizing that we got hit, I knew right away. At this point I gotta get information, because I know how long that driver's going to stick around, but I know I'm able to handle, those kind of weird situations before. Everybody has that dazed moment where they're shocked and they're not sure what to do, if they should like stay put and stuff. Well, I didn't have that. I skipped right towards trying to get out of the car, and I'm fumbling with the lock, but I finally get open. And I go open. I went over, and the very first thing I did was take a picture of the license plate. So now I have that, and I know because of that, I think that's why the driver of the other vehicle stuck around. Because I had that license plate. So she gets out, and she's drunk. She is clearly drunk. At this point, I'm just trying to make sure that she doesn't go anywhere. And then she starts offering her information. And I was like, okay, I'll take your information, But I'm also like calling in cops, and she's like, we don't need to get police involved, just let's just trade the information and stuff. And well, before I exited the vehicle, I asked Yasmin if she was alright, but she said her neck hurt, so I mean, somebody's already hurt, so I already have to get attention to her. So I told her, okay, I'll take your information, but I'm still going to have the cops come. And then she just keeps on, insisting, we don't need cops. And then she starts making small talk, or trying to. She's like, where are you guys coming from? And it's just like, you just hit me, and my friend's hurt. I gotta get this taken care of. We'll get the small talk out of the way, but I need to get this taken care of. And then I'm calling the cops, and this lady's just insisting that I shouldn't call the cops, and I go over to Yasmin, and my glasses, they get knocked off, so I can't see the street signs, you know, and they start asking, well, Yasmin, I guess that's my friend, so I wasn't going to say my friend's name, but it's there, but I asked her, like, hey, you know, can you read the street signs? I can't read them. You know, my glasses are knocked off, and she just sit there. She's just crying. You know, she's just in pain. She wasn't going to be any help, basically. So like I'm talking to 911, and I say I can't read the signs, and then I tell them, okay, I start describing stores that I see, right? Like there's this store here and this, and they were able to find my location that way, and they start sending people over. And meanwhile, this lady, she had gone back to her vehicle. She had moved her vehicle to, like, on the other road, and she started driving off. I had her license plate, but then she stopped, and she got her vehicle, and she walked the whole way back over. And then she starts saying, like, hey, you know, I'm trying to give you your information. I even offered you guys a ride. She didn't offer us a ride, but she insisted she did. But why would I want to take a ride with somebody who's been driving drunk, you know? And like at this time, I'm trying to get Yasmin taken care of. I'm trying to find the location and stuff, and she just kept saying, like, I'm trying to give you my information. I keep telling her, like, hey, I'm trying to get stuff taken care of, you know. And then they start asking me like descriptions of the vehicle and stuff. I start giving descriptions, you know, Porter, sedan, and stuff like that. And, you know, description of the woman who hit us, and I start giving that, and then this lady, she starts going like I don't feel comfortable right now. You guys are making me uncomfortable, is what she was saying. Pretty much, she's you know, I told her, hey, you have no danger from me. I'm sticking here. I'm just trying to take care of my friend. But she kept insisting that she didn't feel comfortable, and then I know that was an excuse. That was a bullshit excuse, so she can get out of there. And then she walks back to her car. She stumbles a bit, and then gets into her vehicle and drives off. And while we were yelling at her, hey, don't leave. We need you to stay. Don't go anywhere. And she left. You know, she leaves. And so after that, the cops came. And like I was asking Yasmin before, like, hey, do you need an ambulance? And she was like, no, I'm fine, you know. But then I said, okay, I'm going to get someone to check you out. And I had an ambulance come, and they checked her. And I mean, she's hurt. She's a lot more hurt than I was. You know, I had my back hurt for a bit. It's getting better. It's going away, but it's still there. But Yasmin she got really hurt. And so I'm so angry because anyone who knows me knows I'm really against drunk drivers. Like, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. And if I see you trying to get in a vehicle drunk, you know, it's really going to aggravate me, and I'll do everything I can to stop you. And that's something that bothers me, is that when that lady went back to her vehicle, I didn't stop her. And I was, you know, I didn't want to leave Yasmin, but you know, I wasn't sure what to do. But you know, she was still a threat on the road, and I don't know. I guess I just wasn't thinking in that moment, because I should have stopped her, but I didn't. But afterwards, you know, the cops came, and you know, we told them everything, and there was a Domino's down the road, and they say that, like, hey, we got cameras pointing at that intersection, you know, help with the last traffic accident there. So yeah. Another thing that bothered me, like, the lady, she was like, I didn't even hit you that hard, but she knocked us into the intersection. And it's just like, instead of trying to downplay it, why don't you just help me out here, you know? And I don't know, ever since the accident, I just been feeling off, and like, I had other things going on, but I was dealing with pretty well. But then that accident happened, and well, first Yasmin's dad gave me a ride home while her mom took her home, and I was aggravated the entire time. But I kept cursing, and I was like, I'm sorry, for cursing, and her dad was like, oh, it's fine, I completely understand. I still don't like to do it in front of people's parents, but we got home, and all the anger evaporated, and I just was overwhelmed, and I'll admit, I started crying. It was pretty bad, and like ever since then, I don't know, I just been feeling weird, and I just like a malaise or something. I don't know, just been feeling off, and like I don't know, I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time dealing with it on like an emotional aspect. On a physically I'm okay, but I don't know that it's such a like all the little things that I was handling well before, they seem like taller mountains now, and it's just harder to deal with stuff. And I don't know, I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to be able to talk about all the other stuff in this video, maybe in the next one. But just giving you an update, and I'm realizing, even like a minor car accident where they just hit you from behind, it can have a pretty big effect. Even if you're not really hurt that much, just being in that situation makes you think of things differently. So hopefully I'll get better. I'm recognizing that I'm having this issue. Me 5 years ago, 10 years ago probably would have ignored that kind of thing, but I do see that I'm having trouble dealing with it, and I'm not sure what to do, but I'll keep you guys posted.